Well, hello everyone. I'm so excited. Today I have the wonderful Laura Morrison. Thank you so much for joining me today, Laura, in my challenge for everyone to get to know everyone within our leads group so that we can all be supporting each other. So we know where each other are in the community and, a little bit about you, your business, so we know how we can best serve you.
Well, thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate you being the one that I know you had others that helped you with the idea, but Leads Network is just so awesome. I really absolutely enjoy it, and it's so much fun. And such a variety of people, like you said, that we wouldn't have met otherwise, right?
Totally. I know.
Yeah.
So tell us about you. Where are you from? What community are you in right now? Like, what's your background?
Okay, so I'm in Linwood, Washington. It's a little north for those that aren't in the local area, a little north of Seattle. And I really enjoy the green weather, even if it rains here. And I've been here a long time. I don't know, a long time anyway. I consider it, even though I grew up all around the world, I had two dads in the military. And then I have been married 37 years, and my one tip for staying married well, I know, is to be grateful. And I think that's really a good thing for lifelong thing. Gratitude changes everything about us, our attitude. And why would we think our spouse is there to serve us? We could be there to serve them, but if we thank them for really, literally, I do that with my husband. I don't have to think anymore. He does a little thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And it makes me see him in a different light, and it makes my heart grow happy that way. So that's my one how to stay married a long time tip. Be grateful, speak gratitude, and honor one another. So
that's really good advice.
So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. And tell us about Young Living and how you got into it.
All right. Well, originally I was helping my mom after 46 years go through and pack up her house because my stepfather had passed away and she had tons of stuff. So you can imagine, bend, twist, put things in the box, put things in the giveaway thing. So my back was not happy, and I went through past a friend's that was on the way, and she's like, oh yeah, I have this stuff. And when I'm like, well, what is it? And she said essential oils. I went, oh no, get it away from me, because I'd had a bad experience, which I'll talk about why in a couple of minutes. But she's like, the kind of friend that's like, oh, shut up and just let me put it on. So within about a half an hour, it's not like they cure things, but they help our body help themselves, because our bodies have an innate ability to heal themselves if we would quit giving them the awful stuff, which we can talk about in a minute, and help them get the good stuff either on or in it, good nutritional foods, all that type of thing. So let me just back up a little bit before I talk about my passion, because this story really quick makes a big difference. So not unlike others, we have our family of origin, and maybe our experience wasn't always the best, but I was kind of the ridiculed runt of my family. And so it caused me, as I got into be a teenager and then in my 20s, to jump on the hamster wheel and just spin so hard to prove them wrong and prove myself. And that can be good, but then later for some of us, it may have some big problems. And also both my dads were alcoholics too. So again, I don't think I'm unlike anybody else. And maybe what happened to me isn't like a lot of other people, but there's been studies that the emotional traumas and other things that we have or carry, even ones we have now, can actually affect our physical health. And so part of that, along with chemical exposure, was a big part of how fibromyalgia came into my life, which is a very painful, debilitating condition that I had for about 10 years. So eventually, once somebody said, find out what's going on the inside, first with all the toxins, and what you're eating, and then later find out what's on the inside about emotional issues. Then it was before Young Living, but we still have things that happen, right? I have a sister that thinks I'm the worst alien in the world. That kind of hurts. So how, along with just this COVID thing and, all that's on the news, how do we navigate in a way that we don't let this stuff stay in, literally can stay in our DNA? And so that's the journey that I went on. So I won't talk about all of that, except for to say it can be something that I can help direct people to resources. I'm known to love to be a resource person, even if somebody never gets Young Living from me. I can tell them about one of the books I had. I can tell them about, I went through physical therapy. I still occasionally do because I've had 4 surgeries on one leg. So I know free exercises. Somebody's like, well, what do you use for your back? Okay, I'll send you a picture of it. Why not share what I pay for and done for years for free? I'm not an expert, not a medical doctor, but I'm happy to share. And then if Young Living can be a part of that, then I'm happy to help with that as well. So
yeah, you've given me so many samples, and there's one that I want to point out, because like whenever somebody has like a pain, I don't know what it was that you put in it, but everyone's like, where's that little bottle that Laura gave us? Where's that little bottle? Everyone's looking for it.
Magical stuff.
Prized possession. Like, where is that little bottle that Laura gave us? Where is it?
Well, I'm glad it helps because, I appreciate you. So I'm always happy to share like a bunch of stuff because you share us so well with Leads Networking. So.
Yes. Well, we love having you with us, Laura. So I know you wanted me to share some things on the screen.
We'll be real quick. It's a little bit of education. And this is important because besides as the first passion, I said, to help people off the hamster wheel of stress and anxiety, because a lot of people don't know in Young Living, we have that, it's okay.
Can you see your picture?
Yeah, I don't know if we can make it bigger or not. I should have done that.
Don't think so.
That's okay. I think people can see good enough. Anyway, we have a part of our brain, if you look right there where the top little thing is going. And when people inhale an essential oil that is from pure nature, it's kind of like how good do you feel, Melissa, when you go out and you take a walk in the woods or even neighborhood where there's a little bit of trees and or you smell a rose? How do you feel?
Yeah, revived. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. And so we can't always do that every waking moment. So wherever people are, they're not in their car as much, but sometimes some people were a lot, or home, or if they do have an office, there are easy ways to incorporate nature to where people are. And then go ahead to the next slide. All right. So this is my second passion, and that is that people like to use candles, all sorts of cleaning things, perfumes, body care items, and they don't understand what's happening to them regarding fragrance issues. And so a little bit on the left, you'll see autism, asthma, allergies, reproductive toxicity, cancer. I'm sure you, like me, know at least one or other young women who recently have had breast cancer. Now, we're all happy when they have less of it and they get their victory over having chemo or whatever, but why go there in the first place? Now, not all fragrances will, but many of the things that we use for personal care and in our home, the EPA said it is the most polluted place, actually, inside of our homes. And so that's the second part of me, is to help educate people. Please, even if I don't have what you're going to use, please contact me so that I can help you and your family. And also, people don't know they're harming their pets. They're using in their home, and dryer sheets and all of that. So I won't go into the whole deal, but go ahead, go to the next slide.
Love this one.
So if we really were the average person with what they use, and they use, I don't know, women use about 400 toxic chemicals on their body every morning before they have breakfast. with the common things you go into a drugstore or, you know, whatever, and find and use. So
Yeah.
what we would do if we really were smart, but instead maybe there's an alternative. So go ahead and go to the next slide. All right, so essential oils. So people wonder, well, what's the difference? I mean, somebody gave me a gift thing from Amazon. They sent me a diffuser and it came with a few oils, or I bought it at Costco, or I bought it, you know, at one of those bath stores.
Yep.
Quick story, when I was going to the mall, not real often, but like around the holidays, and there's all these people over at one of those bath stores, I have to work really hard not to get arrested by screaming, "You're killing yourself, you're killing your bath."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So even though there's not an official grade, people don't know that essential oils can say like 100% organic peppermint, like look at B. Okay, but there's actually nobody that checks on that label. So only 10, 20, or 30% of what's in that bottle has to be 100% if it's ever tested, which it's not.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between one that says 100% organic peppermint oil and our peppermint oil? We go beyond organic because most of our farms are virgin farms. Organic only has to be an organic farm for 7 years. Ours never had any chemicals to start with. And so that's why they work differently, act differently, and they may be a little bit more upfront in cost, but then they're not, because I had one lady that said, "Oh, we make our own soaps." And I'm like, "Cool." She goes, "But I have to use a whole bottle of peppermint that I ordered off Amazon." She goes, "I had to only use 10 drops of yours." Actually saved her money, and she was much happier, and the soap turned out way different, and she didn't know she was using chemicals. So keep in mind where you get your oils makes a huge difference. Okay, I don't want to be too long on that. All right, so keep going. That's one of our farms in South America. Sorry, I didn't make these larger, but the Ningxia wolfberry, and then one more. Okay, there, we'll just stay on that one for a minute. So that is from Oman. Frankincense comes from the Middle East in various places. And it takes quite a procedure to get frankincense and then to be able to get the highest quality, which is only what we will do. If something comes in where we have our farm and it's tested and it's not up to our standards, it's used, you know, for like pest control or whatever, because we use no pesticides, no herbicides, no toxic weed killers. It cost us about $11,000 to hand weed 1 acre of lavender. That's what we do. And we, of course, pay all our workers really well. They are not allowed to be swearing out in the field. If they have a bad day, we say, "Here, go somewhere else," and, you know, or take the day off, because we only want positive vibes. And that's what people get back, is positive vibes. So we go all over the world. The picture of those Ningxia wolfberries that was back there, those have to be hand picked. And they're part of our, like, we can just go back up to the big size now that we've shown that, to showing me.
Oh.
That's
Big size berries. Oh, yeah, yeah.
all right. Sometimes with the background, it's hard to see.
And so is that like an energy type of drink that'll boost
Yeah, I
your
think
energy?
I gave you one. There we go. Anyway, but it doesn't have caffeine. What it does is, if you are not getting all the fruits and vegetables and almonds and things you want to get, it would be the equivalent of taking a massive big bowl of all of those down in there, and then we accelerate the effect with the essential oils like the lemon and grapefruit and all those in it. And so it really actually gives you energy, synergy almost from the inside out. It's like drinking a vitamin thing. And I've had people who are like caregivers, and, you know, for maybe their mom like has Alzheimer's, or other people that are just on the go so much, or just can't get in the fresh fruits and vegetables. And it's night and day difference. I know it was for me, because when I couldn't take it a couple of weeks before surgery, oh my gosh, it was like a clock that was losing its battery power. It's like,
Right? Yeah.
So
And that's when you're an
it,
entrepreneur, that is not, you can't have that, right? You have to have the energy to keep going when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing everything yourself, right?
exactly, exactly. So anyway, I don't want to go on, but people
Yeah,
don't
thank
know
you. Thank you
what
so
life.
much.
Yes, like you said, really quick, I'll be real quick here. Like you said, you didn't know we had skincare.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
we
you have like a lot of people just think Young Living and they just think oils. They don't even realize that you have skincare, cleaning products, nutritional bars, and protein and powder and like I mean, probably what over like 500 products.
vitamins over 600. And the reason why
600. Wow.
life, yeah, it's a lifestyle company that we want to bring nature's purest best to
Mhm.
people make their lives better. So thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Laura. And so we'll post this in our group, and then you can post your info, your phone number, email, or however you want people to contact you. So thank you, and have an awesome day, everyone. And please contact me if you'd like me to interview you, so we can share your business with the Leads Referral Network.
Yes.